What I've recognized is that there are things that quarantine produces, right? So we'll talk about the positive things that quarantine produces, right? Quarantine gives you time to work out. It gives you time to read books. It gives you time to spend with your family. It gives you time to work on relationships. It gives you time to sleep, time to prioritize, all of those things. And then we think about what quarantine does that's not so good. Quarantine forces us to really sit and be alone with ourselves and our thoughts. And for some people, that is terrifying, right? For some people, that's hard. People go into depression during quarantine. People that don't necessarily spend time together are forced to spend time together. People can't work, right? You can't work, you can't earn money. It's just devastating. There's just an isolation that's just not, that produces some negative things. And so I'm starting to see that quarantine does that. And so I realized early on that I have to make a choice. I have to use the time for growing.
The More Movement Crew.
Good morning. So today we're going to do a vlog, a typical quarantine day vlog where I'm going to show you what I do during the day and just kind of have just some conversation to see how everybody's doing and kind of where I am in all of this. So usually I get up, I try to read my word and try to just encourage myself in the day, looking at how I want to approach the day mentally. So that's the first thing I do is I just kind of read my word, wake up, get myself together because not really a morning person. So I do that, and then I sometimes just get straight to work, and I'll show you my little workstation. So this is my workstation. This is typically what I do. I set it up in my room so I have a good view of the parking lot. So if I'm not working outside, this is usually where I am. So I have both my work computer and my work and my podcast computer. Then I have my little green screen over here in this space. So if I want to do some green screen recording. And then I have my wall of inspiration. So I've got my Wheatley Elementary plaque they gave me for soccer, which I love. These are just some paintings that I've done. This is Prince Will. He's an amazing artist. This is one of the pieces I just really liked. It's called Bad Habit. And it's just one of my favorite pieces. I don't know why. And then this is a painting I did for my girls group. And I just felt like this was like a representation of like who I want to be. And we've just got some paintings. This is like my favorite quote. And I'll read this quote like when I'm thinking about a relationship and like what I want ultimately in a relationship. And it says, the truth is that the more intimately you know someone, the more clearly you see their flaws. That's just the way it is. This is why marriages fail, why children are abandoned, why friendships don't last. You might think you love someone until you see the way they act when they're out of money or under pressure or hungry. For goodness sake. Love is something different. Love is choosing to serve someone and be with someone in spite of their filthy heart. Love is patient and kind. Love is deliberate. Love is hard. Love is pain and sacrifice. It's seeing the darkness in another person and defying the impulse to jump ship. So this is like my favorite quote. And it's just some motivational stuff that I say to myself. And then this is something I got when I was in New York. And then we have our vision board. So 2020 has started off pretty different. So the traveling plans kind of got to go on hold because I had stuff booked. I was ready, and I got to take a break on the traveling stuff. But this is on my vision board: traveling with my girls, visiting family. Got some places on there I want to go, or have already gone to. At least got this done. Got this out of the way. Then just a healthier me. So focusing on my health, my weight, and those things. And then I'm working on my ancestry project. So just focusing on that. I had a trip planned for that. So I'm hoping that I can still do that this summer. And then just working on podcast stuff and company stuff and doing all of that. And then cooking. I did some vlogs with cooking, so I'm accomplishing some of that stuff. And just being able to, I want to entertain at some point. Maybe look at buying a house and doing more entertaining. So that's kind of what I wanted to do for 2020. And then of course, last, love, which as you can see, look, there's a circle here. There's a gap here. So we gotta pray on that one. And we're still focusing on a relationship. So that's the area that it still needs some work, clearly. So that's my super transparent moment. But that's my vision board that I wanted to share. It's where I am. And still looking forward to that happening in 2020, despite this pandemic. Next to my office is my coworker's office. So he's also working full time. Say hi, Jerry. Hey. So I come downstairs, I do my yoga for probably about 30 minutes. I'll put a link to the yoga music I listen to and my weekly workout plan that I've just started. I do that in the mornings. So for breakfast, I usually have been making acai bowls. So I put some mango with almond milk in a blender with banana. And then I pour it in a bowl. And then on top of it, I put this flaxseed, these almonds, and this coconut. So that's what I've been having for breakfast most of the mornings, or cereal with almond milk is usually what I've been eating for breakfast. So trying to have a healthy breakfast at least. Can't really say much about lunch or dinner sometimes, but breakfast is usually pretty healthy. This is what I take in the morning before I get up and do workout or start working. This is oil of oregano, vitamin C, vitamin D, ginger root, garlic. And this is my alkaline water filter. So what I do is I have these pH indicators. So whenever I need to change the filter, this will tell me. So it'll tell me that it typically reads at like 9, which is like the bottled water, the alkaline bottled water you buy in the store. So if it reads at 9, it's pretty good. And so that's what I use. I drink from this every day. And these are the supplements that I take just to make sure that I stay healthy and strong. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another vlog. So I'm excited to be here and excited to share, and really wanted to let people know kind of how quarantine has been going for me. So I decided to do it outside. So you may hear some background noises. You may hear some, I don't know what we're going to hear outside, but we're here. And I decided to put on makeup just for you guys. So this is like the first time I put on makeup in like 3 weeks. So there you have it. I've got these cute earrings that I started to flex for you guys today. Super, super cute earrings, super dope. I love these earrings. And so I was like, I don't have anywhere to wear them to. So why not just wear them on my vlog? So I hope that you like these earrings. But I just want to see how everybody's doing and let you guys know that I am doing pretty good. My strategy for maintaining self-care in this time of quarantine is to kind of just protect myself, to shield myself from the negativity to focus in on what God has for me, what God is saying to me, and to just really start working on projects that I probably should have done a long time ago, honestly. To work out, to practice self-care, and to really just get sleep. I love sleep, let me tell you. Sleep is my favorite. Anybody who knows me personally will know that I really, really like my sleep, and I really am working on being a morning person. So this is just like, it's great. I don't have to wake up super early, so praise God. But in addition to that, I am working on some things to really practice self-care and really, really work on my mind, right? Really work on my thinking, how I'm going to change, right? I think it's an inward self-reflection process that is happening, and I'm seeing this happen in a lot of people just in general. And so what I've recognized is that there are things that quarantine produces, right? So we'll talk about the positive things that quarantine produces, right? Quarantine gives you time to work out. It gives you time to read books. It gives you time to spend with your family. It gives you time to work on relationships. It gives you time to sleep, time to prioritize, all of those things. And then we think about what quarantine does that's not so good. Quarantine forces us to really sit and be alone with ourselves and our thoughts. And for some people, that is terrifying, right? For some people, that's hard. People go into depression during quarantine. People that don't necessarily spend time together are forced to spend time together. People can't work, right? You can't work, you can't earn money. It's just devastating. There's just an isolation that's just not, that produces some negative things. And so I'm starting to see that quarantine does that. And so I realized early on that I have to make a choice. I have to use the time for growing, for growth, for really thinking about, really evaluating what parts of me need to die and what things need to change, things that I do, things that I say, things that I think. And really right now, God is really telling me there are things I need to let go. There are habits I need to let go. There is a thought process I need to let go. And ultimately, people. There are some people in my life that I need to distance myself from as a result of me trying to grow and be healthy. And so those are not good things that I want to brag about, right? Those are things that I'm just being transparent that I have to work on. And so I think that really what I want to say is that quarantine, you make the choice in how your quarantine is going to be spent. You make the time to mend those relationships, mend those friendships, or you can continue to keep it separated. You can spend your time watching every Netflix series that you can get your hands on. And I'm not calling anybody out because I literally finished like all 5 seasons of Breaking Bad. So aside from that, I have been really working on some other things, but that's what I spent like the first couple days doing, is just like watching TV. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that when you do that the entire time, that's when it becomes a problem. And then I think there's also a balance, because for some people like me, I'm really a type A person, and I have to check things off. I'm constantly checking things off and trying to make a schedule. And so sometimes God requires you to not have a schedule and you not to check things off, but you to sit down and for you to rest. And there are ways that you can do that. And so I just want to say that at this time, while we're in quarantine and we don't know the circumstances, that we have to make a choice at how we're going to choose to do this thing. How are we going to spend our time on Facebook? We're going to read. What we're going to do to make sure that we come out of this better than we were before. So I think it's all about perspective. I think the scary part about it is that as people, we can't plan, right? We have no control. And you're talking to a person that loves control, right? Loves it. And so not being able to plan my week, not being able to have the travel plans that I have set, and I have a lot of them, having to cancel those, having to set aside everything that I thought I was going to do this year, and redirecting my energy elsewhere is just super, super important. And so I just want to talk about that. I just wanted to just talk about that really quickly, that let us just make the choice to do some things. We could literally come out of this situation having accomplished most of the things that are on our list to do and putting ourselves in a better position. There are free courses we can take online. There are so many things that we can do to really grow and to strengthen ourselves. It's hard to not just want to eat all day. I am struggling with that, not wanting to sit and eat all day. So I'm getting ready to like tighten it up a little bit and get it together. I did work out today, so I feel a little bit better. I just gotta like just snacking. It's the snacking. Like, I don't even snack for real, but now that I'm in quarantine, it's like every time I sit down and watch a movie, I gotta have a snack. That's crazy. So self-control is difficult too, but getting out, going on walks, I'm grateful because I at least have my brother who I live with, and so he's like my coworker. It's like his office is his bedroom is right next to mine. So when he's working, he's like in his office, and when I'm working, I'm like in my office. So it's kind of like an episode of The Office. And so we have really good fun in between like our breaks and when he gets off. So that helps. It definitely helps, and I'm grateful for him. I'm grateful that he's there, because if he wasn't, then it would just be me all day, every day. And that would be hard. Really, really, really hard. So I think that we just have to be really mindful also at what other people are going through. You know, losing your job and not being able to work, not being able to provide for your family is extremely stressful. And people do things out of desperation. And so if we come together and we reach out to people and see what they need, maybe that can help to alleviate that. There's a lot of resources in the community that are there and that are opening up that people don't know about. So I will share some of those in this video as well. We just have to be mindful of what people go through. This is just a time that's difficult for parents, single parents. School's getting ready to start for JCPS next week. And so everybody has to be on non-traditional instruction. And so parents are needing help with that. Technology is an issue. So we just have to be mindful of the world, the people that are suffering around us, and try our best to do what we can, right? We can't fix it. We can't solve it, but just do what we can to help people. I think that that's just so important. And so I just want this video to just be encouraging. I want to encourage you. I want to, you know, if you're feeling like I just been sitting around all day, put on some makeup. Put on some makeup, take some photos. I got so many selfies for this past couple weeks. You know, do FaceTime. I can do FaceTime now because I forgot I have a MacBook. I can do FaceTime. So all my iPhone friends call me or text me so we can get on FaceTime, and just enjoy this time that you can spend being able to do, having the flexibility to do some of the things you can do, and trust God. Like, trust that at the end of this, you're going to come out okay, and He's going to take care of you. He's going to send resources your way. He's going to send people your way, but just trust God, because worrying doesn't do anything. It doesn't even help the situation at all. And so I just want you guys to be encouraged. I just want to keep in touch with you guys. And I also want to see what you guys are up to during quarantine. So maybe we will do some Zooming and just some interviews with some folks to just see how everybody is doing out there and staying connected. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking out this vlog, and I hope that you enjoy it. And so be safe, be healthy, and most importantly, be blessed.